Hi there. My name is Mrs. Paula Allen. I'm a St. Tammany Parish public school teacher. I am an instructional coach and an interventionist, and I just love writing. So today I'm going to share with you a little writing boot camp that I did with some of my fifth graders. This boot camp is appropriate for any fourth, fifth, or sixth grader, and our objective today is to learn how to make our writing more descriptive. We all want our readers, or whoever reads our writing, to be able to visualize what we are trying to say in a clear manner. So today, you will need a pencil and paper, or if you have a writing journal at home, you can do this work today that we're doing in your writing journal. Feel free to use a page in that journal, and if you don't want to use a pencil and you want to use markers, that's fine. So you'll need to collect those things. Okay, so to start off, the basic building blocks of our writing, are words. We use words to communicate. Then we take those words and we combine them into sentences. Today, we are going to look at sentences. What do all sentences need to be a sentence? I'll let you think about that for a minute. What do all sentences have to have? Well, we know that all sentences must have a capital letter and ending punctuation. But is that all that a sentence needs? Think about that for a minute. I know you probably remember that all sentences must also have a subject and a predicate. We call these basic sentences on your screen right now simple sentences. Think of them as kernel sentences, like a kernel of popcorn that hasn't popped yet. You know, like those popcorn kernels at the bottom of the bag that are so aggravating you can't eat them and you wish they would have popped so that you would have had more popcorn. Simple sentences are just like that, pieces of popcorn that haven't popped yet. They basically tell a basic subject and predicate, or they tell who or what did what. The subject part of the sentence is the who or the main actor. Sometimes it's not a who, it could be a what, whoever that main actor is. The predicate is the did what of the sentence. What did that subject do? It's the doing part, okay? So let's look at these sentences. These three sentences on your screen are all simple sentences. For example, the snow fell. Who or what is this sentence about? Our subject of this sentence is the snow. Let's look at the next sentence. Lucy found it. What is the subject of this next sentence? Who or what is the main actor? Good. Lucy is our subject. Now, look at those two sentences. We have our subjects. Let's look at the first one. The snow fell. The snow is our subject. So now what is our predicate? What did the snow do? Did what? That's our predicate. What did the snow do? You're right, it fell. There's our predicate. Lucy found it in our second sentence. Lucy is our subject. What's the predicate? Good. Found it. Now let's look at this next sentence. They fought. What or who is this sentence about? What is the subject, the who or the what? Good. They. What's our predicate? What did they do? They fought. Well, these sentences are pretty good. They're okay. But they are not popped yet. They could be much better. Let's look and learn how to make these simple sentences, simple kernel sentences pop. Let's go back. If we add a when part, a where part, a how part, or a why part, our writing becomes more clear and it has clarity. Now, to recap, a simple sentence has two parts. It has a subject and a predicate. A who or what, that's your subject, and a did what, that's your predicate. Look at this simple subject. Percy ran. Now we are going to pop this sentence, okay? So just to review, this is a simple kernel sentence because we just have a subject and we have a predicate. Now, let's try to add a few more details about what we know in regards to a time when Percy Jackson had to run. Now, my fourth graders out there, you've read a time, I'm sure with your teacher, when you're reading The Lightning Thief about when Percy had to run. Fifth and sixth graders, this is one of your most favorite stories. You should be able to remember at least one point in time in The Lightning Thief when Percy Jackson had to run. Okay, let's add a when part. So Percy ran. Let's do from the beginning, after the car wreck. Now, let's add a where part. Well, the story says he's on a grassy hill. Now let's add a why part. Why did he run? There was a monster. Remember the Minotaur? Now let's try it. Let's take all of these parts and put them together. Oftentimes, writers use the when part at the beginning to start their sentence and then put a comma after it. You can put a when part at the end or the beginning, but let's just try it at the beginning. So if I take Percy ran, right here, as my simple kernel sentence, and then I'm going to add these parts to it. Let's look at what that'll look like. So here we have the when part. After the car wreck, that's our when. Percy ran. There's our simple sentence. Where did he run? I had on a grassy hill, but I just put down the grassy hill. Why? There was a monster. So to get away from the monster. There you go. I've taken this tiny sentence, simple sentence, and now I have turned it into a quality, complex sentence. All right, let's look at the next slide. Okay, now you're going to need your notebook or a piece of paper and a pencil or a writing utensil for this next activity. It is your turn to practice expanding a simple sentence. First, I've got a sentence for fourth grade, a sentence for fifth grade, and a sentence for sixth grade. Write your sentence in your notebook. Click. After you've written your sentence in your notebook, underneath that sentence, directly underneath that sentence, I want you to write these question words. List these question words like I have them underneath your sentence. And I'll just wait a few minutes so everybody can get that copied. All right, for fourth grade, your sentence is she disappeared, and you should have just the words when, where, how, and why underneath. That is it, just those question words. Fifth grade, your sentence is the snow fell, and then you've got the words when, where, how, and why. Sixth grade, your sentence is Kit jumped, and then when, where, how, and why. Okay. Now, fourth grade, first you have to decide who she is. Maybe it's Mrs. Dobbs and the lightning thief, or maybe it's someone else. Maybe she is a family member of yours. For fifth grade, have you ever seen snow fall? Maybe you could think about the snow in Narnia. In sixth grade, when did Kit jump? Where was she? Why did she jump? Fill in at least 3 of the question words below your kernel sentence now. So what I mean by filling in 3 of the question words, just right next to the word when, you're going to write when she disappeared. Just fill in those words. Fifth grade, when did the snow fall? Maybe it was when Edmund met the White Witch. When did Kit jump? Was it after she saw the toy floating in the water? Or you can choose another time. Then you're going to fill in where, and then choose one of these, either a how or a why. And I'll give you another few seconds to finish that. Sorry about that beeping noise in the background. All right, you should have a when part, a where part, and either a how or a why part. Okay? Listed in your notebook or on your piece of paper. You ready? You're going to be really amazed by your writing. Okay. So, fourth grade, your kernel sentence or your simple sentence was she disappeared. Fifth grade, your simple sentence is the snow fell. And if you're a sixth grader, you have Kit jumped written. Now, I want you to try to take all of your pieces that you have written underneath, your when, your where, and either your how or your why, and we're going to put them all together to create a sentence. It might help if you try to use the when part to begin your sentence. And then notice there is a comma, okay, right here after the when part. I'll let you write your when part. Now make sure you put that comma after the when. Now add your who did what. That's your basic kernel sentence, whichever one it is. And now add your where part and either your how or your why. Give you a few more seconds to finish writing that beautiful sentence. Now look at your sentence that you wrote in your notebook. Did you remember to start it with a capital letter? Did you end it with the correct punctuation? Read that sentence out loud to yourself or to a parent or someone that's there with you right now. How does it sound? I'm sure it sounds wonderful. Are you impressed with yourself? I bet you are. All right. Now, here are some more sentences that you can practice with. Can you expand these sentences? Go ahead and copy down your other two sentences for your grade and use the same strategies using those question words. After you write your sentence, I want you to play around with it. Can you put the when part at a different part of your sentence? Can you rearrange the parts, the when, the where, or the why, and put different parts at the beginning and the end? Does it change the meaning of the sentence if we do that? These are some things that help your writing sound better and make your writing more clear for whoever is reading it. I hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you for watching and participating with me on this writing journey. I'm sure you did a great job. Remember, you can watch this again, and if you want to try the other sentences, it's fun. You can make a contest out of it. You could do this with your parents, your cousins, whoever you have there at your house. Everybody can do this, and everybody can work on making good quality sentences. Sometimes you can do it and make them funny sentences. Just have fun with words. That is what today is all about. And I hope you have found that you too today can be a wonderful writer. And I hope you love writing one day soon.